To pick on hello, I am Ross Twaddell from Cultaholic.com and welcome to all of the WTF moments from AEW Dynamite Fyter Fest 2020 Night 2. That is a catchy title, and before we get on with the main part of the video, I need to get a big moan off my massive titties. I was watching a few of the matches last night, most notably the opening tag team match and Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho. I'm watching people breaking rules. I'm watching the referees who are watching these people break the rules, but the referees aren't enforcing any of the rules, so what is the point in having rules? Referees' discretion is an absolute farce. That's me rant over. Hit the intro, man. WTF! 2020 slow motion apocalypse cowboy. Now we all know that Hangman Page has referred to the year that is 2020 as a slow motion apocalypse, but seeing that there, Adam Hangman Page himself being billed as the slow motion apocalypse cowboy, I was thinking 2020, it's all Hangman Page's fault, is it? And when I realised this, I'm thinking to myself, slap my arse and call me Gertrude, I cannot even fathom the kind of apocalypse Adam Hangman Page has planned for us before the year of 2020 is done with. I'm bloody scared, I am. And I guess I need to play the thing I'm about to play to you right now after learning this thing about Adam Hangman Page. After all the years I've used this, who knew that Hangman Page was behind? The end is nigh, the end is nigh, time to run away, the end is nigh, nigh. And next up we have a moment where quite frankly I could not understand everything Jim Ross was saying, but it sounded like a WTF moment nonetheless. Hey, I finally know what it's like to be you watching one of my videos. It's bad. Anyway, Jim Ross saw Mark Quent's pants and said, I got something. What's that word, please, there? If you know, let me know. I've got something in my bedroom just like those pants. And it would appear that kinky, horny Jim Ross from the Twitter machine has worked his way into Jim Ross's bedroom. What a grisly thought. Oh dear. And then we have Excalibur saying that for the first time ever, the Butcher and the Blade will be teaming up with the Lucha Bros. And that's even though I actually saw this week's episode of AEW Dark, and I saw with my own eyes the Butcher and the Blade teaming up with the Lucha Bros to defeat the awesome foursome that included Brady Pierce, Fabu Andre, Joe Alonzo and Tony Donati. Oh. And to be honest with you, if you haven't seen that match, go and watch that match just for the sequence that the Butcher and the Blade and the Lucha Bros did towards the end of that thing. It was bloody fantastic and well worth your time. And it was during this dark episode where I saw that sight there, and it was confirmed in that moment right there in my mind that the Butcher has the best look in professional wrestling here in 2020. Then a meaty discussion started on my Twitter, so head over to @RossOnWrestling so you can tell me no, the Butcher does not have the best look in professional wrestling here in the year 2020. It's actually Abaddon. Now children watching this video, I need to tell you that title belt there does not stand for the win. It doesn't even show Taz to be a massive fan of riding the bicycles. Forever, two wheels, it doesn't mean that either. It doesn't even mean that Cash or Dax from FTR have a bit of a speech impediment and are forced to say, forever the revival. Oh dear. That there means f the world. But I do like the call back to the way that thing there was introduced to the world back in the ECW days. Back then, ECW World Champion Shane Douglas was ill and he was refusing to face Taz inside the squared circle with the title on the line. So Taz was like, you know what? I'm going to introduce my brand new title all for myself. F the World in brackets Heavyweight Championship in brackets before the start there, ECW. F the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. So now we have Jon Moxley in isolation. Brian Cage, the new holder of the FTW world title, he's like, F your world title, Jon Moxley. But I guess the only big issue with Brian Cage being handed this unrecognised title belt is the fact that Brian Cage just couldn't wait one more week to have that match and to win that title. He is so confident of winning, could he not, Taz? And it's not as if Jon Moxley has been avoiding Brian Cage for a very long time, forcing Brian Cage to get his own title belt. Jon Moxley has been in isolation for the past 2 weeks and he has to be there. His wife, who he lives with, has COVID-19. Jon Moxley must stay home. Now, I do like seeing the FTW title on AEW. It's a lovely, lovely thing. But to me, a no-good hack on the interweb who knows nothing about professional wrestling, bringing the belt in now, it feels a little bit rash and it feels weird putting it on someone as confident as Brian Cage. Mixed bag there. That's some renegade shit, brother, is a phrase I did not expect to hear during this week's show. And what we've got to take away from that line there and the rest of Taz's promo over the past month or so is the fact that Taz is an absolutely fantastic manager and an absolutely fantastic mouthpiece. Why this hasn't been done on this level before is baffling. Well done, Taz. And I tell you what, the Butcher butchered getting out of that car, didn't he? But the sight of the Butcher and the Blade and the Lucha Bros on and in that car would provide us with another WTF moment later in the night, as we would learn that Big Swole was suspended by AEW for stealing a human and then putting that human in the bin. And I'm asking the question, why aren't those 4 lads there suspended for stealing a car? I mean, obviously, in the context of that Big Swole suspension, it's because Britt Baker or somebody else didn't petition for the Butcher and the Blade and the Lucha Bros to be suspended. But I'm asking the question once again, does anybody really need to petition for theft? It's a naughty thing. And he is wearing a glove, which means he is automatically better at the wrestling than he ever was in WWE, and that's because of reasons. But also, which makes this one a little bit of a saucy WTF moment, is the fact that talk of Shawn Spears and his black glove that makes him automatically a better professional wrestler because of reasons. The talk of Shawn Spears starting his own 4 Horsemen-esque stable involving FTR, that talk refuses to go away, and now they're all wearing bloody black gloves. Oh, lovely. Even Mr. and Mr. No Flips, Just Fists were losing their bananas in the back of that shot there, because what they had just seen was absolutely unbelievable techers. Ray Phoenix, Nick Jackson, you're a pair of mad bastards, so you are. Whoop, 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 whoop. Death. And I was just sat back thinking, there's a reason that Ray Phoenix won the 2019 Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast Award for the Wrestler of the Year, and it's for stuff like that. Once again, Ray Phoenix and Nicholas Jackson, you're a pair of mad bastards and never stop what you're doing. So then Nyla Rose revealed that she is hiring a manager so she can go on and win the big one, the AEW Women's World Title. And I was thinking while she was saying that, you've already completed that one, mate. Just the way that Nyla was saying, Arn and Cody, what have they got in common? Championships. Brian Cage already been made a champion after he got Taz's services to be his manager. Nyla was speaking like somebody who was tried for so long to win the big one, but each and every time she's nearly reached the top of the mountain, she's fallen at the final hurdle. She was cutting a promo for a different wrestler with a different resume, was she not? I thought so. It was a little bit weird. Nyla Rose has already proven that she does not need a manager to win the big one. So why does she need one now? And I thought this bollocks had gone away forever. And I concede this just might be me and my warped perception of what I'm seeing on these wrestling shows. But when I saw that scene there for the first time last night, I thought to myself, hey, that's WWE's medical team. And on that table, lying down with a big growth on his back, side, whatever, is CM Punk. And I guess the trainer cleared Colt Cabana anyways, but it was just the way that Mr. Brody swooped in there, seemingly disregarding anything the trainer was going to say, saying, Colt Cabana, you're going to wrestle for my cult tonight, whether you like it or not. It was just too much of the Vince McMahon vibes for me. Let that be gone, man. Let the Dark Order and Mr. Brody Lee. Let Brody Lee be his own unique thing. This Vince McMahon parody that might not actually be a Vince McMahon parody isn't working for me. And then we got the horrible realization that Orange Cassidy has got new music. And I don't know about you at home once again, but the first thing that popped into my mind was bow. The best friends. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And in my opinion, Orange Cassidy coming out to the Best Friends theme, it just fit as a package, didn't it? A lovely orange package. Must not mention referee backturn thingy on this week's show, but I can't stop myself. Why does it keep happening? And it wasn't on the main show for whatever reason, but I feel compelled to deal with the AEW Puppy Battle Royal because dogs are the best. I love dogs. First of all, this match not being on the main show, a huge WTF moment. It is quite literally the only reason I was tuning in to watch this week's Fyter Fest. It's not really, but you know, it's one of the big reasons I was tuning in. But first of all, we've got to make a WTF moment of Aubrey Edwards stating that dogs would be eliminated from the match if they did a number 1 or a number 2 inside the ring. The double standards here for doggies and humans is quite appalling. Oh, shut up, Ross. I was just thinking, imagine if this rule was in place for humans during human battle royals. Every single time a wrestler craps the bed and botches, or every single time a wrestler takes the piss and goes into business for themselves, they're eliminated. Every single human battle royal would be a lot shorter than they actually are, wouldn't they? And then we have Nyla Rose speaking to her puppy version when she said Puppy Nyla Rose is going to beat your ass because all of these other dogs are bitches. Now, outside of the confines of these WTF Moments videos where I'm not nitpicking the most irrelevant things, that was a fire line from Nyla Rose, but I was thinking to myself, Nyla, your puppy's a bitch as well. It's the female battle royal. So take that one, it made no sense, eh? And I don't know about you, but when Tony Schiavone lost his bananas and shouted, "It's a tope suicida," when that thing there was happening on the screen, that made that entire match worth it. It was fantastic. And then we got to the realization that the star of the AEW Puppy Battle Royal was not going to be one of the puppies, but it was going to be Big Dick Tony Schiavone himself. And that's a WTF moment, I don't care who you are. And that's because Big Dick Tony followed up his call of the tope suicida there by saying, what the hell did he say? "This match is better than anything I called in the year 2000. And you sit back and you have a little think, and Tony's right, isn't he? WTF moment, woof the f. And I don't know about you, but I just love the booking of this AEW Puppy Battle Royal because it continued MJF's undefeated streak in AEW. It's such lovely booking, a booking decision I really agree with. But lovely stuff from this Puppy Battle Royal. I'm asking the question once again, why was this not on the main card? It fully deserved to be on the main card. Yes, the naysayers might be saying on one hand, you've got Keith Lee versus Adam Cole for all of the titles. On the other hand, you've got puppies having a fight in a puppy wrestling ring. But I say don't care. The Wednesday Night Wars is completely made up and a load of bollocks. Enjoy all of the bloody wrestling with you. Puppies or humans, whatever's wrestling. So lovely stuff from the Battle Royal. Wholesome message. Adopt, don't shop. All of that malarkey. That's it for all your WTF moments from Fyter Fest Night 2 2020. I've been Ross Twiddell from Cultaholic.com. Thank you for watching this bollocks. I'll see you see you in a bit.